Within Business Central, on the sales order, there are dates, and dates can be shown when we expand your general tab. I've personalized this to show all dates here just so I can run through them, and that is the document date, the posting date, the order date, due date, requested delivery date, the promised delivery date, and down underneath shipping we've got the shipment date. All right, let's take a look at what the document date is. The document date, just here, is used to calculate the invoice related fields such as the due date for invoice payment and prepayment. It is also used to calculate quote valid until date for sales quote. Document date defaults to the date the document was created. When you fill in the document date, you will update the due date as well. So they are related to each other. All right. The posting date, when used, posting transactions to the ledger. So effectively, this is the date where we are going to see our journals enter the general ledger and post. The order date is the date you receive the sales order. The order date defaults to the date the document was created. So it's related to the document date. By default, it is that date. The date is used to calculate price and discount. The due date, again, is when the invoice is due to be paid. So this is from the customer when they will be paying their bill, and this is what will carry over to be on the invoice as the due date. The requested delivery date is the date, just here, is the date that the customer has requested the goods to arrive in their location. By default, it's blank. The date exists on both header and line. The requested delivery date on the header does not affect any fields. When you update the field on the header, it will prompt you if you want to update the requested delivery date on the lines. Changing this date will update the lines or request you to update the lines. So for example, let's set here, I'm going to create a line on this document. We've got one here, and I'm going to set requested delivery date, and I'm going to click out of here. Do you want to update this date? And the answer is yes. All right. So on the lines here, I've got a couple of dates. I've had to personalize to put the requested delivery date in. You personalize through the cog and hitting personalize. And I've dragged in requested delivery date and promised date because they're hidden fields. And the best to last is the promised delivery date. Now the promised delivery date is the date you have promised to the customer to deliver this order. By default, it is blank. This date exists on both header and line. Entering a promised delivery date on the header will lock the requested delivery date on the header. So once you set this, you can't change it. Okay. Now, when you update the field on the header, it will prompt you, do you want to update the promised delivery date on the lines? Changing the promised delivery date on the lines will lock the requested delivery date on the lines and update the planned delivery date lines as well. So once we set this here, we're going to set this to the 31st. I'm going to tab through. Do you want to update? Yes. Now, the dates on your lines can be different depending on how many items you've got. You may have different delivery dates for lines. You may have different expectations between you and your customer. So it is a note to keep an eye on these dates. And when you do make updates to the dates on your header, it will ask you to update the lines. Now, the shipment date is the last one, and it relates down here to the shipment date, just here. And this shipment date is the date that the goods are to be available in inventory to be picked for the shipment. So this effectively says, for us to achieve the outcome that the customer needs, we must have stock by this date. It is not the actual shipment date. That's a common misunderstanding with the system. Your actual shipment date is on the posting date when you actually ship your goods to the customer.